Interested to see another worm experiment? Welcome to White Davy Gardening and Worm Farm. So these 3 bins that you see lined out here, these are my breeder bins that I have indoors. And in my previous videos, I show where I am putting 250 worms in some bins and 500 worms in most of the bins. And I'm going to allow them to stay for 6 weeks because the purpose of it is to allow the worms to breed, and then I will be extracting the mature worms and then allowing the cocoons to remain and hatch and grow to maturity. So the experiment today is in this bin. I have 500 redwigglers. In this bin I have 250, well 251, and then in this bin I have 100. Now I'm not going to be adding any more worms to any of these bins, and the reason I have a bin with 500, 250 and 100 is because worms love to have a lot of space. When worms have a lot of space, they tend to eat more, they reproduce more. So what I am doing is running an experiment, same size tray, and I'm going to be topping up these 2 with beddings. So all the bins are going to have the same amount of bedding in them. And the purpose of the experiment is because it is said and proven, but you know me, I like to experiment. It is said that the more space the worms have, the more food they have, and once the conditions in the bin, so the moisture and the temperature in the bin is right, then the worms tend to reproduce more. So I have 500 worms in here, and this bin, based on the surface area, can hold about 1.5 pounds of worm. So I only have roughly half pound of worm in here. This has roughly 1/4 pound. So what I'm going to do is to see which of these bin is going to produce the most worms. So I'm not going to be doing a head count to get the result. What I'm going to be doing is to go by the weight. So 500 worms, 250 worms, 100 worms. At the end of, it won't be 6 weeks because by then you would not be able to do by weight, because 6 weeks from now what you can expect to have is cocoons that are hatched and cocoons that have not hatched yet. That is all you can expect to have in 6 weeks, because worms take up to 3 weeks to lay their cocoons, and it takes up to 3 weeks for the cocoons to hatch. If the condition is not right in your bin, however, the cocoons may take even longer to hatch. So what I'm doing now is just doing a comparison to see, with enough space and a small amount of worms or a large amount of worms, which one is going to reproduce the most. So if you enjoy this video and you would like to see the update on what's going on with this experiment, then please take a moment to give me a thumbs up. You can leave a comment in the section below. If you're new to my channel, please subscribe and turn on your notification for more updates like these. Thank you so much for watching, and have yourself a wonderful day. Yeah man, a time for grow.